Okay, slow here. So now we're live on YouTube. I'll explain a few things about Talk and Talk before we start. As you know, we are a conversation platform where you can come here and talk in other languages. Today we're speaking in English about pole dance. So let's start. And before I start the questions, I need to talk to Maria. Hello, Maria. Good afternoon. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
I'm great too. Thanks for asking. Is it your first year? Maria,
I didn't understand what you say. Can you
sorry,
repeat?
I froze. Ai, desculpa, gente, eu travei um pouquinho. É a primeira vez aqui? First time?
No, I'm also host here in TalkNtalk.
Perfect. So, here, thanks for coming, a co-worker. So, let's start. Today we're talking about pole dance, as I said, so let's go to the first question. How do you perceive pole dance as a sport? Do you consider it to be a legitimate athletic activity or merely a form of entertainment? So let's see. I created this question because a lot of people don't think it's a sport. So let's see your opinion. What do you think? Is it a sport? Just entertainment? What do you think? Eu travei, né, gente? Ai, sorry, guys. Let me change my hotspot connection. Eu vou ter que mudar de novo aqui a minha conexão, porque eu não sei o que tá havendo. Today is terrible. So just a second, let me change here, and then we can continue. I'm sorry. Okay, now I think it's going to be better. So let's go. Hello, Rebecca. Good afternoon. How are you today?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Perfect. So today we're talking about pole dance. So let's start. The first question is, how do you perceive pole dance as a sport? Do you consider it to be a legitimate athletic activity or merely a form of entertainment? So let's start with Priscilla. What do you think, Priscilla?
So I think it's I consider dance, as a sport, a pole dance as a sport, because it's to involve the use your body to take your health, and you have a ability, you need ability, in my opinion, and to the development, the different movements about that, and I consider, as a sport, I believe it's important to develop. It's a different, but it's, my opinion, it's okay. Perfect. I forgot some things, some words.
Perfect. You need to do a lot of strength, right? So it's a sport. It can be considered as a sport. Perfect. And you, Maria, what do you think? Is it a sport? Is it just entertainment? What's your opinion?
I've never think about if pole dance could be a sport. However, it could be because it's a dance, like Priscilla said, you need a skill to do that. You need to prepare, you need to work on that. So for me, it could be an athletic activity because it isn't easy. So you need to practice a lot. And I think that.
Perfect. Yeah, I guess you need to practice a lot to do that. It's true. And you, Rebecca, what do you think? Is it a sport, just entertainment? What's your opinion?
Well, I think pole dance, to me, I didn't see as a sport, because when people me dance, usually dance is not so related to sport. In dance, we have, how can I say, a lot of events, but it's different of the sports in Olympiads, for example. But I think it can be a sport too. I don't know the concept or what makes something be called sport. But if pole dance has the attend what they require, the requirements, that's fine. But to me, it's similar as a dance. It's too much entertainment, the benefits of a dance, and it's okay. But sport, I never thought to be a sport.
Perfect. So it can be considered as a sport, but in generally, dances are not sport, right? That's true. So it depends on your conception, right? If you think dances are sport, types of dance are sport, so perfect. And you, Maki, what do you think? Is it a sport, just entertainment?
Pole dance has all characteristics from the sport. You need to use force. You need to have a control. You need some ability or develop this ability. And nowadays, you have a federation in Brazil that is sport. I believe that I see some news about this. The last year, 2022, a Brazilian girl, I believe that 18 years was a championship. It is this girl's from Minas Gerais.
Nice, I didn't know that. It's a nice information. I didn't know there was like a championship related to that.
Yeah.
Nice, I didn't know. Perfect. Okay. And you, JJ, what do you think? Is it a sport, just entertainment? Tell us.
So I think I consider as a dance because it's more artistic. Something more similar to dance than to sport, because sport is more focused mostly in the competitions and the kind of things, and so I think it's more. I consider a dance.
Perfect. Okay, that's it. Even though we need to have a lot of abilities, every dance we need, right? So it's a dance, not a sport. Perfect. It depends on each person's opinion. And you, Hugo, what do you think? Is it a sport, a dance? What do you think? An entertainment?
I never think in that before. It's a sport or not. And when the guys talking, I think what's the definition of sports? It's depend of the understand, but I think it's more the visual sports competitive things like soccer, basketball, World Cup or Olympics. But I think it's more the view of the practice, the people of practice pole dance. I do like dance, or do for hobby, or do for like sports. So I think it's but more individual opinion who practice the pole dance.
Perfect. That's it. One thing I am sure, you need to have a lot of ability to do that, right? But if it's a sport, a dance, entertainment, is up to you guys. So let's go to question number 2. Have you ever witnessed or participated in a pole dance performance? If so, how did it influence your perception of the sport or of the dance? So if you ever seen or have you ever been there? So let's see. Maria, have you ever witnessed or participated in a pole dance performance?
No, I've never watched it. However, I've seen those on social media or even the movies when you see someone going to a I don't know the word in English, but in a place that could happen those kinds of activity. However, I've never seen in person. I don't know if it exists a lot in my city. I have never seen.
Perfect. Okay. And you, Rebecca, have you ever seen or have you ever been there?
No, just on TV. I watch in news, for example, some event that involve pole dance, but I never I never be in a place with pole dance.
Perfect. And you, Hugo, have you ever seen, have you ever been there? Tell us.
No, only in social media, Instagram, I have a friends who practice the pole dance and saw the histories, but not in a someone that of them do competitive activities and like the on the gym, so but never in presencial.
In real life, right?
Yes, and I think it's in the past few years is become more popular activity.
Yeah, that's true. I have a lot of friends who practice pole dance, and it's becoming more popular each day. That's true. Perfect. And you, JJ, have you ever witnessed it? Have you ever been there? Have you ever seen something like that?
No, I never ever seen a real performance, just in social medias as YouTube or Instagram or movies. But yeah, I never I never have this experience to watch in real life.
Perfect. Okay. And you, Priscilla, have you ever witnessed, have you ever participated in a pole dance performance?
No, I never witnessed or participate about that. I know about this when I watch in movies, yeah, but I never have a opportunity for to go to the this presentation or other things, yeah. I'm
Perfect.
curious about that, but I don't have opportunity.
Perfect. Okay. And you, Mas, you have ever witnessed or participated in a pole dance performance?
Well, only in TV or internet. A TV show, I believe that I watched something about the pole dance, but presential, no.
Perfect. Okay. It's not that common to see people doing that in real life, only if you practice the sport, right? But it's really common to see nowadays in social media, and it's becoming more popular each day, just like we said. That's it. So let's go to question number 3. What stereotypes or misconceptions about pole dance do you believe exist in society? Have you personally encountered any of these stereotypes or misconceptions? So let's see your opinion, guys. Rebecca, what stereotypes do you think exist towards pole dance?
A lot. I think especially before when we know less about this pole dance, had more stereotypes. But I think about, how can I say, a prostitute, hooker, something like that, because in the place, this kind of place, they use pole and dance there, and we saw it in a lot of a lot of TV series. So I think this is the first stereotype about pole dance, but it has changed because we are seeing a lot of people that we know near to us that dance pole dance, and also on TV, in social media, and we are understanding it as a dance, and first as a dance, or depend of the person can say a sport, and we are discussed about. But I think that's the first stereotype I remember. Maybe there are more.
Perfect. That's true. There are a lot of misconceptions about that, right?
Yes.
But it's the most common one. Perfect. And you, JJ, what stereotypes or misconceptions do you think exist towards pole dance?
Yeah, I agree with Rebecca. It's the same vision. I think the people have the vision that the pole dance, it's a dance by some girls that work with this, but something more. But has changed a bit through the time, and I think it is more comprehensible as a dance, as art nowadays. So this is it.
Perfect. Yeah, that's true. Times has changed not only towards that, but related to everything, right? So I guess it's true. Things have changed, so nowadays it's more acceptable for you to do that, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. And you, Matthew, what stereotypes or misconceptions do you think exist towards pole dance?
Yes, a lot. Because the first time that I watched something about the pole dance, I believe that is a move, and the movie link with the night, a woman, the boy, the woman only. But I believe that there is a more one characteristic for the sport, because I remember that the capoeira have a lot of the problems for you consider a sport. Skate too, because they have a problem with the police, the security from the city. But the more one characteristic for the sport when they start to be a sport.
That's true. Yeah, I guess every sport that is not like I don't know, accepted by society in a fast way, they have this fear of doing this sport. Just like skateboard once was a problem, capoeira, all those things that are not propagated a lot, né? Like soccer, for example, né? Tudo que não é muito divulgado, assim, as pessoas têm problema, né? In my opinion. It's like that. And you, Priscilla, what stereotypes or misconceptions about pole dance do you believe exist in society?
So I believe it's about the dancing, the dance, the specific dance, to relate about the other things, about the sexual dance, or maybe don't have information about that. The same said, it's common to happen because some people don't have information about something, and to create only opinion about that and don't change it. I'm said that because when I speak about the pole dance, I remember only movies, sexual movies, If I put focus in this, I can see the pole dance was, I never consider a pole dance was a sport, for example, but it's not real in my opinion, because the pole dance, I see it's the same sport, because you do involve the body and dance too. You take care when I practice, because I remember this movement, the same Pilates, I remember that. It's in general, I believe it's no about the pole dance specific, but about the information, the same said, Jill, because it's the society creates opinion about something, and some people don't open your mind,
That's true. It's a lack of information, right? They don't know about it, so they don't like, and they relate that only to one purpose. That's true. Perfect. And you, Maria, what stereotypes or misconceptions do you believe exist towards pole dance?
First of all, because it relates hours of cost, so like our dancing things or just sexualization, and I've never seen men doing that, so I think could exist, but it's our relation with women. It's a more sexualization of your body, So I think those stereotypes come from movies, because when you think about pole dance, the only thing that comes in my mind is like movies. We always see this in movies, and it's for relation to, I don't know how to say English, prostíbulo or hearts in general. So they only do those kind of things to earn money. Like you saw on social media, for example, like a pole dance, and someone spread money on their dancer and just it. But I think that this could be break one day, because it's a dance like ballet dance, for example, that's so famous, and it's always related with sexualization to attract the man and things like that. So it's bothering. It's so bad, because those are kind of dance and they need to be respected and understood, because it isn't easy. Anyone can do that so easy. So it's something that had to become more accepted in society. But I think, for example, even with improve a lot, some kinds, if you post, for example, doing our poly dance on your Instagram, people will reject you a lot, or say a lot of stupid things, because people continue with those closer minds to do things in general.
Yeah, that's true. I totally agree with you. Like, it's a dance, and then usually different types of dance, they are seen and judged as a sexualization. Not only towards women, but if men do that too, they would be sexualized too. But it's not like that. People do that because they want a hobby or something. Some people work with that. So I don't think it's something that is related like only to like clubs and nightclubs and like hookers. I don't think it's like that, right? It's a type of dance, and just like any other dance, just like you compare to ballet, right? It's a dance. Perfect. Totally agree with you. And you, Google, what stereotypes or misconceptions about pole dance do you believe still exist in society?
I agree with everyone say. I think it's the reflex of the society with the hypersexualization, the see the dance like a promiscuous things. I have a friend who sometimes they say they listen the jokes about when you gonna dance for me and the stories. People who are friends or co-workers say that. So people say the woman dancing or my friend dancing and think he's a invite or something. No, you can't separate the things. Or it's just a thing and not for you. It's for me. The people who play dance.
That's true. It's a misconception, right? People associate that with something that it's really not the purpose of the person, right? So it's a crazy thing to see. That's true. This happens not only with dance, but like if you post a photo or something that is it's like a little bit, I don't know, different from the usual, people will say those things, right? That's society. It's terrible. So let's go to question number 4. In your opinion, how does society generally view pole dance as a sport? Is it widely accepted or still stigmatized? So the main question here is pole dance widely accepted? People accept this easily or still stigmatized, something that people usually don't see this as a common thing, a normal thing. So let's see. Maria, let's start with you. Is pole dance widely accepted or still stigmatized?
In my point of view, could be widely accepted on social media, because there are people seem more open-minded, but I think in real life, if, for example, if I do that, I could be stigmatized for an aisle or for a bunch of people. However, if I like something that I want to do, I think the people don't need to worry of this, because it's your opinion, is what we want to do. Like, could be the same, like if I'm trying to use, I don't know if it could be the same, but belly dance, it's the famous dança do ventre. It's always relation with or sexualization, but I don't know if it's a culture poly dance, but for me, it's still stigmatized. For example, nowadays I was on social media, I've seen a video about a law that was implemented in Russian about our transgender, I don't know how to say, pessoas trans, no, they couldn't no, I just forgot, say, sorry, I didn't practice English some time ago. As pessoas que são trans não poderiam colocar o nome dos filhos e na carta de nascimento e tudo isso. So people on the comments were like, oh, that is so good, I want to go to this country. Those things does not exist. No. So nowadays, the most of the comments are something related to that. So for me, people still are on those stereotypes and in their minds.
Yeah, that's true. People don't accept anything that's different, right, from the usual. So like nowadays we can see that trans people, LGBTQ people, they are being more accepted, right? But still it's not the equal what we want, right? And then we still have those people who say those terrible things. So it's terrible to see that. And for you, Priscilla, what's your opinion? Is pole dance widely accepted or still stigmatized?
So I'm not sure about it, but I imagine nowadays it's more, some people can see pole dance was export, yeah, because it's a more, I don't know how can I explain that, but some things change, yeah. And the perception about this, in my opinion, some people change your opinion about, and I believe it's more consideration about the same export about the other things, about the sexual dance or other things. I'm thinking that I'm not sure about, but I imagine the evolution, the people, the more information about this, about the internet, you can search about it, you can have a more sexful about the different things. I believe it's more, about the perception. It's more to more focus in the like sport. I'm thinking.
So it's being more accepted than it was before, right?
Yes, because it's when I think about this, when I relate about dance, for example, imagine the other dance, the same tango. It's a sensual dance and pole dance too. It's a different movement, but I imagine this, but I'm not sure, because I'm said this because I believe this because nowadays I have more information, because the technology, you can search about it, you can, I believe this.
No, that's totally true. You have access to the information, right? So you can know what it is and know the truth about this topic. It's true. Perfect. And you, Marcio, what do you think? Is pole dance widely accepted or still stigmatized?
I believe that unfortunately nowadays in the world have a lot of bubbles, and the people live in your bubble is very difficult. You can enter some information in this bubble sometimes. For me, it's normal. The pole dance is a dance that in the next step you transform a sport. But for other people that live in determinate bubble, it's very difficult to understand this.
That's true.
Yeah.
Perfect. You're not used to that, right? So it's hard for you to put in your life something that different, right? That's true. But this is related to everything in life, right? We live in a circle, in a bubble. We don't accept the other things. That's true. Perfect. Okay. And you, Rebecca, what do you think? Is it widely accepted or still stigmatized?
Well, I think it's still stigmatized, but for example, in São Paulo, I think we have more dance here, more place to not just pole dance, but we have more contact with different kinds of culture, and because we are a city, so maybe here we have less stigmatized. People accept more because we have this possibility to have this contact easy to see and know people that dance in a place. I'm saying ballet, tango, pole dance. We really know people that it's not professional. It's just daily life. It's the same. Then go to gym. Okay, something that the person like to do. So I think because this contact, maybe we accept easier here. But I think around of Brazil, depend of the place that people live, it's so weird. You say, hey, I do pole dance, I dance pole dance. Maybe they can, especially if it's a countryside, maybe they can see it as ask, well, but do you think that's fine? Make questions about, but also they can understand. But I think it's different, depend of the place. Even though we have social media, I think it's still not so common around Brazil, but it's better than before. And this point, I agree. And about the part that the question, how the society view dance as a sport, I think it's the same than we are talking here, tango, ballet. It's a dance, and ballet, especially ballet, is a very respectful dance because it's a, how can I say, aristocrat, and it's they has a history so So just a few people had the opportunity to dance before. So a lot of problem around ballet, but fortunately it changed. So I think it's a dance and has competition, has events we ought to talk about. And I don't know if it's necessary to be a sport but I don't know. Those questions is a little. I give it to the people that really dance pole dance today say about. But about the second part is stigmatized. I think it improved, but still we have a lot around Brazil.
Perfect. I totally agree with you with that part that you mentioned about like big cities. Everything is easier to be accepted in a big city. Like, for example, if you dress in a way that it's unusual for other people, like, I don't know, you're a gothic person. And then if you walk in the streets of São Paulo, you're going to see a lot of people wearing things just like you. Né? Você vê muita gente diferente. And in the countryside of anywhere else in Brazil, you're not going to see people different, né? Because people, I don't know what happens, but it's different. And then it happens with a lot of things that are new, right? And new to be accepted, right? I totally agree with you with this. And we can see that in a lot of ways, right? Not only with dances, but in a lot of ways. That's true. And you, JJ, what do you think? Is pole dance widely accepted or still stigmatized?
Honestly, I think it's still stigmatized because the most mainly for the elderly people think pole dance is keep is being a dance practiced by women that work in the nightlife. And but as you said, and Rebecca, in the big cities, I think is more common to be accepted, and because the mind, the way to think about things, about the differences, it's more acceptable and mainly for the youngs. So I think it depends of the place, depends of the part of the country or still the country. For example, in an Arabic country, it's totally different division, for example. But here in Brazil, I think it depends of the city. For example, here in São Paulo, the young thing is more artistic dance, but for the elderly, and it's more something more. So that's it.
Perfect. I guess this is also for everything in life, right? Young people accept things easily, and elderly people, they are used to their old lives, so it's harder for them to accept new things. So that's true. I agree with you. It's still stigmatized because of that, mainly because of people who are used to other habits, right? And you, Hugo, what do you think? Is it widely accepted or still stigmatized?
I think it's stigmatized, but depends on the, like Mar says, the bubble of you live. So they talk about São Paulo. I don't agree. I think São Paulo that you can have your friends go. For example, go to Liberdades, Japanese. It's a black neighborhood, but the history was that. But you go there, have a lot of otakus, you feel free to be you there, né? So você sente à vontade. But 2 miles away, the experience don't exist anymore. São Paulo becomes São Paulo again. So I think it's like a clusters or ghettos of cultural experiences. So, and the Brazil society is hypocritical. So nowadays have a research here in São Paulo, and the people answer, Brazil is a racist country. But in the question the people, you are racist, and 99% don't answer racist. The match don't close. So it's I think it's the perception, but in the general, I think it's stigmatized and most of the society in Brazil is conservativity, is a reflex. Like the religion or Afro religions or capoeira or skate, like they say, is still a problem for the conservative people and the society when I think in como uma coisa só, né, como Brasil.
That's true. It's the difficulty is to see the different, né? Dificuldade de ver o diferente, né? The other ways to live life, né? And those people, they are used to live life one way, and when they see another people, other type of lifestyles thinking differently, they don't like, né? Because they're not used to see the different. So it's a problem because Brazil is completely different, right? We have a lot of different lives here, so it's a problem. Okay, let's go to question number 5. Have you ever engaged in conversations about pole dance with friends or acquaintances? How did they react or respond to the topic? Did their opinions surprise you? So like if you ever talked about that with someone you know or family, friends. So it's an easy question. But most of the people haven't. Let's see about you guys. JJ, have you ever talked about that with your friends, family?
So I never talked about this topic. No, I don't have idea about the opinion of them. I think it will be divided, depend of the person. The opinion will change, of course. Only if the age change, the opinion, as I said, how much more old the person is more traditional. I think more specific vision, and if is a young person, the vision will be more acceptable, and more it's more understandable on the comprehensible about the art of the pole dance.
That's true. They're going to accept it better, right, than the old people. That's true.
Yeah.
Perfect. And you, Márcio, have ever had conversations about this topic with friends or family?
No, the first time that I stopped for talking about the holidays in the conversation. But I believe that I start this conversation in my bubble. I think that maybe start with talking about polidense link with a nightclub, but I can arrive at the point that today is a sport.
Perfect. So maybe they would disagree. Like some people think it is something bad, others not. So
But
they will be
I
divided.
believe that everyone understands that the polidense today is a sport.
Perfect. Nice.
Because you have information, you have the how say, Brazil has a federation of polidense.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. Não sabia disso não. I thought it was nice. Great. Perfect. So it seemed like a sport, right? Perfect. And you, Priscilla, have you ever engaged in conversation about pole dance with friends or family?
So no, I don't remember the talking about that specific that sincerely.
And how do you think they would react?
Depends of the person. Yeah, for example, I don't know, my parents or my friends, I believe it's not don't have a bad opinions about that. Yeah, because it's I consider my friends and my parents have information and respect. Yeah, respect the I don't know, dance, different sports in general. Yeah, I think this. When I'm talking about that, I only remember the move.
Perfect. Okay. It's
I
the most
like
common
so
thing
much.
to think about. Né? We think about the moves, what we see on TV, right? So
Yes.
it's like that.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. And you, Maria, have you ever engaged in conversations about pole dance?
No, I've never engaged in those kind of conversations. However, how people could react to it, I think depend more on how these people see their words and how, if this person is an open-minded person or more closed or conservative person. However, I think depends, for example, of the age. People that are older, they may could accept this like something related to our nightclubs or sad things. I think it's that.
Perfect. So you think they would react like your family and friends, each person in a way, right? Depending. Perfect. Okay. And you, Hugo, have you ever engaged in conversations about that?
About validation, no direct with my friend, but I have a situation in my family. I have a cousin, is a child 11, 12 years, and they said for her father, they wanna start play ballet, do ballet classes, and the father react very badly and say that's not a main thing. So they jogou o sonho da criança água abaixo, assim. Em São Paulo, so is my bubble is the university, but is a common sense of most of the names of families. Like when I think ordinary people, so people who I don't like to say ignorant, but it's not very progressive view of the world. They don't, like you say, they don't even try to understand why a child wants to play ballet. They don't say, it's not a main thing. So it's about pole dance, no, but another type of dance, they try to hear that.
This is terrible, right? Because like the kids, they have dreams, right? They want to do things and the parents block them because it's not a male thing to do. I don't think it's like that.
Yes.
Men can do things that women do, right? So this is terrible. I hate to see those things. And since I work with children, I see a lot of cases like that. And I think it's terrible. And I can't say nothing, right? Because I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
But I think it's terrible. I hate to see those things. And so come, I've seen kids like wanting to be actor or actress, like go to drama classes. And the parents didn't let because you are a boy, you can't do those girly things. So I think it's terrible. I hate this behavior. But it happens, right? And you, Rebecca, have you ever engaged in conversations about pole dance with friends or family?
No, I never had this talk, but I think maybe the men would be more resistant, don't accept so easy. And the women, I think because we are more associated to dance, maybe my friends or acquaintances intend to accept more pole dancing. Okay, once we talk about, but it's difficult say because some people are more don't accept so easy, or others are open to listen to understand. So, but I never had this talk.
Perfect. So like each person would react in a way, right? Depending. Yes. Perfect. Okay. So guys, we have time for one more question. And I would like to skip all of those and go to the last one. Okay. So you just need to answer yes or no. If you're given the opportunity, would you be willing to try pole dance as a sport? We have here why or why not, but you don't need to justify, just say if you would go or not. Okay, if you want to explain why, you can explain. If not, that's fine. Okay, so let's see. Priscilla, if given the opportunity, would you be willing to try?
Yes, I don't have a problem here. About the practice data, yeah? Okay, yeah. I remember when I practiced, oh my God, the same pole dance. I don't know why relation about that, but when I make to do yoga and I forgot the name. I'm sad in a few minutes ago, but I don't remember. Yes, it's the same. I consider some exercise, yeah. For example, when I see the video, when I share for all, I remember some movement. I try, and sometimes during my exercise, eu conseguia. I do like that. If I can opportunity, yeah.
Perfect. Nice. And you, JJ, if given the opportunity, would you try?
Yeah, I think it's a way to know something, to learn something new, and dance and practice and sport is something good for your body, for your mind, and yeah, probably I will try.
Perfect. Nice. And you, Hugo, if given the opportunity, would you try?
Yes, I think it's gonna be a funny experience because I think I'm gonna say it's gonna act like the video, but I think you someday I'm gonna try.
Perfect. Nice. And you, Maria, if given the opportunity, would you try?
Maybe I don't think it's a problem. However, it's very difficult because I don't know, we have the pole and it's so hard to be in the ear, for example. But I could try. But it's very difficult for me.
Okay, perfect. And you, Rebecca, would you try if you had the opportunity?
Yes, I would say yes, but it's a challenge. It scared me a little bit. It seems not to be a thing that I can do at the first time, especially. But I would say yes and see what happened.
Perfect. Nice. And you, Mas, if given the opportunity, would you try?
It's really hard, I believe, but I can be fun. I remember the video.
Mhm.
It's very fun.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, guys. So because of our time, let me stop the live on YouTube. Bye-bye.